Everybody's in isolation. So we are here to bring some happiness, some incredible information. I hope you're all joining me today. Thanks for joining Instagram. And you guys are going to be grab a pen and paper because I got a ton of information. Of course, I will put it on our Facebook marketing private group. So be sure to join that so you can go back and reference it. And the links that I share today, the videos that I'm going to show you guys, I will also put that on our Facebook marketing group. So grab your coffee and let's get going. Today, we're going to talk about emotion marketing, the power of words. So Kelsey was recently out at, I'm just going to fix my, sorry, I'm fixing my Instagram over here. Kelsey was recently out at Social Media Marketing World, and she went to a really great conference by Ray Edwards. And it's very, very powerful. I mean, it really makes you rethink how you're going to write copy for your clients and how you're going to sell your products. It's really great. I absolutely love this because we get all the free replays. So I watched it. And I'm going to share with you some of the videos that he shared. And I'm going to give you all the information that he gave us because I think it's incredible information. You're going to be super happy with it. Okay. So the big theme that was out at Social Media Marketing World was empathy. That was the big thing. Having empathy for your clients and having empathy and understanding what their pain point is and where they're coming from. Like, we think we understand our clients and we think we understand their pain points. But do we really? Are we really inside their head? And, he gave this one example of a picture of a woman, like, just kind of grabbing her head and, like, looks like it hurts. Well, he asked the audience, what do you guys think it was? Everybody said from a little kid pushing the back of her seat to a migraine. But do we really know what's inside of her head unless we talk to our clients? So a big thing is having empathy for your clients and talking to them. Talk to them and just shut up and listen. Really try to understand what their pain points are. Don't assume you know. Okay, there's your first key. So you must understand the problems of the person you are selling to. You have to genuinely care about the person you are selling to as well. Not only your client, their pain point, but the person you're selling to. So this is a really powerful video. I'm going to play it for you guys. And I'm going to turn my Instagram around. And I'll show you guys on Instagram. Okay? So I hope you can see that. Can you see my computer? You can't see my computer. I wonder if I could just do it this way and flip. Can I flip this way? Can I flip this way? I don't know. Okay. Oh, there we go. Sorry. Kelsey's probably dying right now because I don't know. I did know. I just couldn't find it. All right. So here we go. I'm going to play this one for you guys. All right. So let's go back. So Ray Edwards first gave that as an example of how your words can change everything. It's a super, super powerful commercial, right? So, you really need to think about the power of your words and how they're going to connect with other people. That's what you need to think about. Okay, so when you have empathy for your customer and you're just trying to manipulate them, that's when you sound salesy. So marketing should be something we do for people, not something we do to people. And Ray Edwards talks about 7 persuasion principles that make you sell your product. I'm just checking my notes because I don't want to mess any of this up because it's such good information. All right. 1, you have to make it about you, not them. He uses the example of Luke Skywalker and Yoda, right? You are Yoda. You're not Luke Skywalker. You're not doing this for the benefit of you whatsoever. It's all for the benefit of Skywalker, Luke Skywalker. And that's the way that you have to think about it. It's all for the benefit of the other person. And in order to be able to relate this to someone so that they can relate to you, right? So when you want to make it about them, if you make it a personal story about you, it helps them to relate to you better. I'll give you a perfect example. When I got into the office this morning, I'm looking at my office and I'm saying to myself, oh my gosh, I got to clean this office. And then I went to grab something out of my purse. And, most of you men wouldn't understand, but the women will, that I went and looked at my purse. I'm like, this is a mess. And usually my purse is a reflection of what my life is doing at the time. It's not that my life is a mess. We're just super busy right now. We're super, super busy. So I haven't had time to organize. And I think most women can connect with the fact that when their pocketbooks are just absolute disaster inside, like you've gotten so much stuff, they become like an anchor. If you were to fall overboard, you go straight to the bottom. Like the bigger the purse, the heavier it is, the more stuff you throw in. That's where my purse is right now. So that's on my agenda to do. So you have to understand that if you can make a story that is relatable, you build trust with these people. They're like, yes, I completely understand that. My purse is that way too. I hate it when it gets like that. And that's usually an indication of how hectic your life is. He gave an example of talking about his first car, and he described his first car. And as he's describing his first car, it brought everybody back to their first car. So it's a very relatable story. It's more like a universal story, things that we all go through, things that we all experience, the pain points or the happy points. Okay, number 3, great copy addresses a problem. It makes a promise. It offers proof, and it ends with a proposal, right? So you're addressing that problem, that universal problem that we all have, that we all understand. You say basically, I can solve this problem. This is how you can solve this problem. You show them how you can solve the problem, and then you ask them to do something like a CTA, your proposal. This is what you should be doing, or do you want to make your life better, or do you want to look like this, or, do you want to have this in your future? That's your proposal. 4th, your copy must be useful, valuable in and itself, make it educational and training. So, the commercial that I just showed you guys, you can see that it was, people were feeling good. I mean, there was certainly empathy there once they could connect, right? It wasn't, I'm blind, can you help me? It was, I'm blind, I can't see your world. And people are like, oh my God, this is a gorgeous day. You can't see my world. I do want to help you. So they made it much more relatable. People who aren't blind are not going to relate to that, but them being able to see, them being able to see the beauty in the world, and then having empathy for someone who can't, that made it relatable. So these are the things you have to think about when you're writing this copy, okay? This is a great one. There's no copy that's too long, only copy that's too boring. And seriously, think about that. I mean, people will write. He gave the example of Harry Potter. There's like 4,112 words in Harry Potter or something like that, right? And people just consume that. They couldn't put it down. So there's no copy that's too long, only copy that's boring. Sixth, you must present the reader with preponderance of proof. So readers don't go on and they see something and go, oh, well, hey, you say that this product's going to change my world. Here's my credit card. You must be right. No, we don't innately believe things that we see. That's just the way that we are, right? We've all been lied to. So we don't innately believe things. So you have to show this preponderance of proof, your testimonials, your before and afters, show that you've done this and that it's worked in the past. Then people are going to start to believe you. They're going to look at your testimonials. They're going to look at what people are saying. They're going to look, hey, has anybody else used this product? You've got to show that as well. And lastly, copy leads the reader to a fork in the road where they have to make a decision. That's where you want to lead them. I forgot who it was. He quoted them here, but somebody who said, when you come to a fork in the road, yes, take it, right? Just take it, meaning do something, go some way, make a decision and go some way. Don't stay where you are. Okay, so then he talks about, I'm going to take a little break. You guys can all take a break with me. Next, he talks about jump-starting your copy, which this I really liked. I never thought about doing this. I do it with our hashtags, and I make files of all the hashtags of our clients. Obviously, that's super time consuming. And then I add more hashtags that are relevant to the post. But I never actually thought about doing this part before. And this part is collecting swipe files or copy blocks. You've had some sort of phrase, you've had some sort of copy that is very powerful or that's worked before. And you keep it just like you would your hashtags, and you keep it in a file and you keep your copy blocks. And I think that's a great idea, right? Because you also may say to yourself, oh, geez, what was that ad that I did? Or what was that copy that I did that I knew had a lot of great likes and engagement? And if you just keep these in your files, you can easily go back and copy and paste, right? And you can use those and then add on to it. Or it can be your base. Or say that you're having writer's block, right? We all get that. Where do I start? You start with that blank page. And he gives a suggestion that if you are starting from the blank page and you're starting from zero and you just don't know, start with your outline. Or maybe grab one of your copy blocks or grab one of your swipe files and put that in there. And then you can start the juices flowing from there. I thought those are great suggestions. And he also says the reason that most copy fails is it's written to benefit the marketer and not the customer. And that goes back to talking to your clients, right? Talk to your clients, understand their pain points, make a relatable story to the people that you are selling to. Help them to bring them to their pain point. Understand that, yes, that is where I am also. And you understand where they're coming from. And then you have to give them, that fork in the road where they have to make a decision. Hi, Nofo Town and Country. Thanks for joining. Hi, Greg. Thanks for joining. Hi, Instagram. Thanks for joining. Oh, you guys are falling over here. Okay. I don't have my iPhone on my stand today because I'm turning it back and forth to show you guys videos that I'm showing on Facebook. Okay, then the next thing that he talked about was an acronym called PASTOR. And PASTOR is, it's PASTOR, okay? And each letter is going to stand for the thought process, basically, that you're going to be putting into each one of your graphics and copy. P stands for the person, problem, and the pain. And I'm saying this over and over again, but this is really the point of this entire talk. It's the emotion that you're trying to elicit for your client and for your customer. So you need to know the person that you're selling to. Now, we always tell people, yes, draw out your avatar, is it man? Is it a woman? Is it both? What's the age group? What is the age group that you're going to? What is the demographic? Yes, that's your avatar. But you also need to understand the pain points that these people have. What are their challenges? What are their frustrations, their fears, their anxieties? This is where you get to understand, like, talking. This is the talking part. I don't know how many of you do it, but I know you all interview your client prior to getting their account, but then as the account is going along, are you talking to them and saying, is this working? How are you feeling? What's new? What are you finding new in your business? What are you finding from your clients? What are your clients telling you? You need to check in with your customers and they need to check in with their clients, right? You need to find out if those pain points are changing and how well you're marketing to them. So that's your P. Understand your person, your problem, and your pain. Good morning, Meg. Thanks for joining. Next is your A, amplification and aspiration. As Pat Flynn says, you want to create your super fans, right? You want to amplify the pain. And I mean, that sounds really harsh, but it's true. You want to amplify the pain so it really hits home and they understand what they need to do. Like, yes, that's exactly it. You are hitting it on the mark. That's it. That the one thing that he says is consequences of complacency. So you want to convey that, right? If people don't make decisions, if they don't take the next step, if they don't do these things, what are the consequences of that complacency? And once you understand the consequences of that complacency, then you can amplify it. He gave an example of an ad that he actually ran, and it was for diabetes. And this is what he wrote. He wrote, if you don't take care of your diabetes, you will end up in a casket. Do you want your grandchildren to see you in a casket? And to me, that's super harsh. He said it was one of the highest selling product lines ever. It sold because it hit the pain point. It sold because the product worked. And it sold because people didn't want to end up in a casket. And he said a lot of people changed their diet. They changed what they were doing. Their diabetes got better, or they recovered from the diabetes. That'd be diabetes type 2. They recovered from it because of this ad. But I mean, it's harsh, but it's simple and it's true, right? If you don't do something, you're going to get to the grave sooner than somebody else. Hi, Abby. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. So once you understand the pain point, you can be very direct. There was another ad that he said that hit home really well. And somebody wrote it, I don't remember who he said, but it said, read this or die. Like, who's not going to read that, right? Especially now with coronavirus. Who's not going to read that? Read this or die. I mean, I don't know what the product was, but it's going to get somebody. Consequences of complacency. I love that line. I think that's super important. You guys should write that down. What are the consequences? Hi, Jennifer. Thanks for joining. What are the consequences of someone not taking an action on your product? Think about that. And then that will probably lead you to a really great copy. There's a commercial out there for chat books. You guys can go check it out. I'm not going to play that one because it's super long, but it's very good. And it shows you kind of like complacency. Like if you're not taking the time to put these pictures together of your children growing up or your family or anything like that, you're not going to have these memories. And they talk about how easy it is, right? So they, I'm going to go back to this. They found your problem. They made you a promise. They're going to make a book. They showed you the book, and it ends with the proposal of, it's this easy. I talked about 30 seconds to set it up, right? It can't be easier than that. And it's all the pictures from your Instagram. And apparently you just pick out the ones you want. They throw it in a book and they send it to your door. And I think it's like $9 for, I don't know how many pictures, but it seemed like a fairly big book. And that's called Chat Books Commercial. So you guys can go check that out. It's really very good. He showed a lot of commercials and they were very powerful. It also gives you a really great idea of when he's talking about these things, when he talks about proposal, proof, and I have to go back because I keep forgetting what he's saying. When he talks about a problem, a promise, proof, and proposal. These commercials have very good examples of that, and it really gets your brain thinking. I'm telling you, it has changed the way that I think about things. Lastly is S in story and pastor, the PASTOR. And remember, I will put everything on our Stark Media Marketing Facebook group. So you guys aren't members, be sure to join. I'll write this whole coffee talk out. I'll put all the links as well, okay? And to Ray Edwards, who we're talking about. The last one is your story. You have to show your struggle and your solution. A lot of these commercials do that, right? They're showing the story of the person, the struggle, and they present the solution. The chat books commercial does that really well. Everybody wants to have these memories. You know, we've all taken tons of pictures on our iPhone, and they're all sitting there. And we would like to organize them somehow or put them in a book somehow so we don't lose them. You know, what if we crack our iPhone or, you know, we throw it in water and we lose all those pictures because we haven't updated our clouds? And we're like, oh God, I just lost, you know, 7 years of my family and my children or my dog or, you know, whatever's important to you, all of your photographs of your flowers or the places you've been and the trips you've been on. You just lost them because your iPhone went in the potty. You know, this is a great way to do this. It's apparently very simple. So they show you the problem, they've shown you the proof, and they've given you the solution. Remember that. Show the story, show the struggle, present the solution. He also talks about the best teachers in life have all told history through stories. He talks about Buddha. He talks about Socrates. He talks about Jesus Christ, right? They've all told everything through stories. Make it a story. Make it relatable. A pain point where people can say, yes, that's me. He says a character is a problem who meets a guide, who gives them a plan and calls them to action, which results in success or failure. That's Donald Miller. I'll say that again. Story is a character with a problem who meets a guide, who gives them a plan, calls them to action, which results in success or failure. That's the S. The T in pastor is testimony. So we kind of do know this, right? We do know that we need to put up testimonials. We do need to know, we do know that they work really well. On your Google My Business, you always ask people to put up, you know, reviews on Google My Business. On your Facebook page, you ask them to go to Yelp. You ask them for their testimonials all the time. And you should be, you know, repurposing those on all your social channels at some point and showing, saying, you know, this is my proof. You know, people have been very happy with my product lines. People have been very happy with my social media marketing. People have been very happy with, and you show the proof. Testimonials go a long way. We do know that. The one thing I'm going to tell you guys is I actually, in case nobody knows, Kelsey, can you still hear me? If somebody can hear me on Facebook, just let me know, okay? Because I see Kelsey said I can't hear you anymore. So I'm hoping to God you guys can hear me over there. So what I wanted to say was I spoke to a friend of ours who does Google AdWords, and she said that right now Google has stopped all of the reviews. Why have they stopped the reviews? They've stopped them because, oh, thanks, Kelsey. They've stopped them because a couple reasons. One, people are going on and unfairly writing reviews. Oh, you couldn't hear the video. Oh, okay. Well, I'm going to put the link on for you guys. So thanks, guys. Thanks for answering me. So Google has stopped all reviews for two reasons. Okay. One is people are going on and they're writing like 1-star reviews, say like Target doesn't have any toilet paper. So they're writing unfair reviews right now for a lot of businesses, and that's not fair. So Google stopped all that. And then there's like a lot of spam going on too right now during this crisis. So Google just stopped everything, all reviews right now. So if people are saying, hey, I wrote you a Google review, it's not showing up, this is why. Also, unless you're an essential business, which is hospitals, banks, construction, listed under essential right now, you're pretty much not going to get help at Google. You can put in, you could try with the 1-866 number. You can put in for a request, but you pretty much are not going to get help right now. So don't expect a lot from Google because they're overwhelmed. They've cut down on their staff and they're only helping essential businesses. That's a side note, just so you guys know, for your clients. And, you can go on to, I think, the Google website, and they actually have an article saying that. So if you need to send that to your clients to let them know why things aren't happening, this is why things aren't happening. Okay, so the T was testimony. And he talks about getting back to testimony and putting them out there and telling people, that they like your product and showing that other people have liked your product. You have to understand, and I said this before, that he said there's 3 things that people never do at first. What don't they do at first? They don't read anything, right? They get on Facebook or Instagram and they scroll, scroll, scroll. So you have to make it very compelling, your copy, like the read this or die, because they don't read anything at first. They don't believe anything at first. They're very skeptical. I mentioned that before. Nobody's going to be like, oh, you said this? Here's my credit card. Great. Must going to work. Here's my credit card. Take this and send me your product. That never happens. You never do that. I never do that. We all look into the product. We all look into the reviews. We all look into the testimonies. So remember that. Nobody's going to buy your product right away. And we also know that somebody has to see an ad like 7 to 21 times before they usually purchase a product. That's a lot. So make sure that you're getting out there and you're really putting out your testimonies and that you're advertising a lot. Jay Abrams says, if you can explain your client's problem to them better than they can understand it themselves, they will automatically think you have the solution. If you really listen to your client, you'll be able to have empathy. Just listen. I'll say that again. If you can explain your client's problem to them better than they understand it themselves, they will automatically think you have the solution. When Kelsey and I first have our consults with our clients, we really sit there and listen to them, and we really try to understand. It's not just about the end result of getting more people. That's not always it. You really have to understand what the pain point is. So we sit, we listen, and then we say, okay, this is what we're hearing from you. Are we understanding you? And usually, because we're the marketers and we can put that pain into words, they're like, yes, I just couldn't say that. But yes, that is how. Really listen and try to put their pain into understandable words or a relatable situation to yourself, saying, yes, I do experience that myself. Yes, I am worried about that right now. Like people are probably worried about their finances right now. People are probably worried about their 401s, their investments. These are real pain points right now. How am I going to pay my bills right now? These are real pain points for people going through this coronavirus. And if you listen, you will hear it and you will understand and be able to relate a story to them. The third thing they don't do, which we said, is they don't buy anything, right? They don't read, they don't believe anything you say, and they don't buy anything right away. So these are the things that you have to overcome when you're writing copy and when you're going to be, I'm just going to get rid of this. Oh no, I just got rid of you guys. Oh, and these are the things that you have to overcome when you're writing copy. Okay. Next is your offer. P-A-S-T-O, your offer. The stuff you're sending them, what it costs, and when they're going to get it. It's about the transformation you're delivering, not about the stuff. A perfect example that he gives us is P90X, right? So you're not actually you're not selling the tapes of the workout. You're selling the transformation of the body. That's why they put on all those before and afters. I swipe through those before and afters. I look at them all the time. Not all the time, but if it's up there. We swipe through them. Do you know why we're swiping through them? We're swiping through them to find a body that is like our own, right? We want to relate, like, yeah, that kind of looks like me. And oh my God, that's what I could look like. They're trying to relate to you and saying, this works for all body types. This works for all people. And then you see yourself and you're like, oh my gosh, that could work for me. And they're relating this to you. They're relating the transformation of your body, not the tapes. That's why they show you all the before and afters. That is a preponderance of proof. Those are testimonies. They're selling you the answer, right? So in those examples, you are getting your proof, your problem, right? You're out of shape, you're overweight, you're not feeling that great, you don't have a lot of energy. They make you a promise saying, we can help you do this. They show you the proof with their before and afters, and they make you the proposal. Get these tapes, and they usually give you the money back guarantee as well. Those are great ads, and they sell. How many of us know people that have the P90X or have bought it ourselves, right? Okay. And then the last thing you're going to do is pretty much your CTA, right? It's going to be your request or your response. It's going to be the fork in the road that you're asking people to take. And remember, you always have to have that at the end. So just to recap, and I will write this all down, it's pastor, right? P is for the person, the problem, and the pain. You need to know the person that you're selling to. A is for amplification and aspiration. You need to amplify that pain, make them really understand that if they don't take care of the problem, there's going to be consequences to complacency. You're going to tell the story that relates to them. Tell the story that relates to them, that relates to you. Show the struggle, present the solution. You're going to show testimonies, before and afters, quotes, Facebook testimonials, Google testimonials, whatever you have. You're going to offer the transformation. You're going to offer the solution to them. And then you're going to ask them to take that fork in the road. Here is what I'm proposing. Do this. So I will put all this on there. Okay, I want to show you guys another commercial. This is a great one too. It's not that long. I think we can all relate to this one. We all know people like this, or we've been this person, or we've had to listen to these people, okay? So I'll turn you guys around. And I'm going to show this in the stream. Get rid of me.
Are you sure? Because, I mean, I'll bet if we got that out of there.
Stop trying to fix it.
No, I'm not trying to fix it. I'm just pointing out that maybe the nail is causing.
You always do this. You always try to fix things when what I really need is for you to just listen.
See, I don't think that is what you need. I think what you need is to get the nail.
See, you're not even listening now.
Okay, fine. I will listen. Fine.
It's just, sometimes it's like, there's this achy, I don't know what it is. And I'm not sleeping very well at all.
Can you guys
And all my
hear it
sweaters
now?
are snagged. I mean, all of them.
Thanks, Fred.
That sounds really hard.
It is. Thank you. Ow!
Oh, come on. If you would just
Don't.
Try to see things my way.
So
To keep on talking till I can't go on.
we all know people like that, right? Let me just get rid of this. And flip you guys back around. I'll put those links up so you can see them. Kelsey's telling me that when I get rid of myself, you guys can't hear it. So I will put those back on. But the point is that you start over. Oh, you want me to start over? I can do that. Kelsey's so good to me. Giving me, I can do that. I can flip it around and you guys can see it. I'll bring it back up and we can start it over so you can see it from the beginning. Okay. Do it again. Oops, hold on. We're getting there. Hold on, people.
It's just, there's all this pressure, you know?
Is that good, Kels?
And sometimes it feels like it's right up on me. And I can just feel it, like literally feel it in my head. And it's relentless. And I don't know if it's going to stop. I mean, that's the thing that scares me the most is that I don't know if it's ever going to stop.
Look at this nail in her head. It's hysterical, this commercial.
You do have a nail in your head.
It is not about the nail.
Are you sure? Because, I mean, I'll bet if we got that out of there.
Stop trying to fix it.
No, I'm not trying to fix it. I'm just pointing out that maybe the nail is causing.
You always do this. You always try to fix things when what I really need is for you to just listen.
See, I don't think that is what you need. I think what you need is to get the nail
See, you're
out.
not even listening now.
Okay, fine. I will listen. Fine.
It's just, sometimes it's like, there's this achy, I don't know what it is. And I'm not sleeping very well at all. And all my sweaters are snagged. I mean, all of them.
That sounds really hard.
It is. Thank you. Ow!
Oh, come on. If you would just.
Don't.
That was worth it, right? That was totally worth to watch again. It's such a funny commercial. And I'll also put the other commercial up on the Facebook page too, which is the Chatbooks commercial. So I gave you guys a lot of information today. And thank you so much for everybody joining, Craig and Mary and Fred. I really appreciate you guys all coming, and everybody on Instagram. Thank you so much for joining today. I hope you guys stay safe. I'm just going to wrap it up real quick right now. And I'm just going to say it's all about being able to tell relatable stories. And you must look at real life situations that are relatable to your audience, because that's how you're going to sell. And, you know, these commercials that I've told you, they're so relatable to all of us. So now you've come to the fork in your road, and are you going to invest in the future or stay in the past? What are you guys going to do? You're very welcome, Fred. No problem. Thanks for tuning in. Are you guys going to go ahead and talk to your clients? Are you going to get more information from them? Are you going to try to make your stories more relatable? Are you going to change the copy and what you do? Thanks, Jennifer. And you know, how are you going to change now that I've given you all this information? All right, guys, stay healthy, stay well, stay in isolation. Make sure that you're taking care of, you know, the people that could possibly, you know, get the virus, the older generation, the immunosuppressed. I know it's really hard, but remember, this is a short amount of time in your life. You have to remember that. This is just a short amount of time in your life, and we can get through this together, okay? Have a great Tuesday. We are always welcoming questions. Call us if you're looking for some information. If you have a question about today or something else, you can email us at info@starkmediany.com. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter at Stark Media Group. And we will see you next Tuesday. Thanks so much. Bye, guys. Thanks for being patient. Have a great day.